Those of you who are up early this morning, how are you? Story 1. I'm on an air mattress in the floor of my boyfriend's parents' living room, and it's my first Christmas with his family. I grew up an only child, and my parents weren't super attentive or affectionate, so I've spent a lot of time alone. All I've ever wanted was a big, loving family, and he has 7 siblings and a mother who feeds us every weekend. I overspent a bit on gifts for the younger ones. They're spread out in age. They also are always barely making ends meet due to so many kids, but I'm so excited to see our little brothers and sisters opening their gifts. Story 2. It's 6:09 a.m. here. In a few hours, we're telling my parents and sisters that I'm pregnant. I've been so happy since I found out, and I have that I can't go back to sleep. It's almost Christmas feeling for the first time in years. Edit. Thank you, everyone. Story 3. I'm ecstatic. It's currently 4:46 a.m. here, and all gifts are wrapped and stockings filled. My daughter is home for the holidays with her wonderful boyfriend, so we have an extra homemade stocking filled this year. It may be late to be getting to bed, but I could not be happier than I am in this moment. Story 4. Sad. I don't have family. I worked last night. I'm tired and alone. I didn't get a single card or gift or a Merry Xmas. I set up my tree, plan on making a dinner, and just relaxing. The holidays are hard. I'm just enjoying that dark early morning quiet before I get up and face the day. Story 5. Shattered. In my line of work, I don't work Christmas itself, but it's really full on and exhausting for about the 8 weeks leading up to Christmas, and all I ever want is a sleep in. Then our toddler had us up at 6 a.m., and he still doesn't understand the concept of Santa and Christmas, but watching him playing with his new toys makes it all worthwhile. I still feel like I could sleep for an eternity, though. Story 6. Well, my 6-year-old son woke up, then saw the presents and proceeded to let his little sister out of her room, even though he knows he's not allowed to do that. I asked him why, and he said, "'Cause we're friends. Just gonna have to let this one slide after hearing that, lol." Story 7. Deflated. My husband was laid off a couple weeks ago, and we've been behind on everything. I just realized we have no eggs for breakfast, no bread. It's gonna be a long morning for us and the kids. We had frozen pizza bagel bites for dinner last night. I just feel like a failure. Story 8. Woke up at about 4:30 a.m., no alarm because day off work for Christmas. Had a relaxing long bubble bath, downed some orange and passion fruit vodka, and went on my daily walk, which I'm currently on while writing this. Just sat in the middle of the woods by myself, overlooking a kind of boggy, swampy area. There's little birds scuttling around in the fallen leaves. It's peaceful and smells of wet mud and dead leaves. Can't complain. I don't partake in Christmas activities with people. Story 9. I just woke up at 3 a.m., played with my dog, and then we went on for a walk before the family comes over for a crazy day. It's also my birthday, and I dislike being the center of attention, so I'm preparing mentally for the day. But my pup makes my day every day, so we are having a good time. Happy holidays to everyone. Story 10. My kids woke me up at 6:30 to give me my gift, a full set of Y, The Last Man graphic novels. I'm now 2 coffees in, a bit high, and watching my girls unwrap their presents. All is well in my world. How you doing, OP? Merry Xmas to all who celebrated. Story 11. My daughter's birthday was Xmas Eve, and I made a big dinner for 4 of us, then had to start prepping for Xmas dinner. I'm a caregiver for the love of my life. I've had to really dig deep this year. I'm pooped. Merry Christmas, everyone. Life is good. It's now 3:40 a.m. Edit. Story 12. It's currently 4:53 a.m., and we are doing pretty damn outstanding. Thank you for asking. Is some nice weather here in Texas. Currently, the temperature is about 60 degrees. As per we know what day it is, we're going to have to go to 2 different families. Christmas is me and my girlfriend. That is, anyway, her family and mine. So we got up at midnight and decided to go put the boat in and get some serious work done, which is fishing for catfish from that time until about 6 a.m. when we're going to call it quits. Then we'll go home and take a shower and change clothes and stuff and go get this Christmas thing out of the way. LOL, Merry Christmas to you all. Story 13. It is 6:20 a.m. I woke up at 5:15, not doing great, recovering from surgery and in quite a bit of pain, sitting on the couch drinking my tea. Looking forward to celebrating Christmas with my hubby today. My son and his girlfriend are coming tonight after she gets off work and spending the night. We will celebrate with them tomorrow. My other son and his wife will FaceTime with us later today. Merry Christmas to everyone. I wish for you all to have a fun and love-filled day. May you all find your joy today. Story 14. I'm waiting for my pain medication to kick in. I just had a total knee replacement, and the pain has been, well, intense. I am partially estranged from one of my sons because he blames me for what my dad did last year, not going into that mess. At least he's talking to me this year, and I at least get to see my granddaughter. I'm going to stay home and recover. Things could be better, but they've been a lot worse, so I'm grateful. I hope all of you have a peaceful day. Story 15. Woke at 3:10. Not unusual because I don't sleep well. Ate ice cream, looked at the weather. We may get 5 inches of snow today. I'm okay. Hopefully won't cry again today. I miss the kids being small. My asterisk baby is 24 now. All 3 kids are doing their own thing. I am alone, but in my new house in the woods. I bought special deer and squirrel food for today and will make myself a great meal and make some art. Life is pretty good. Story 16. Sad. No presents. No company will be over today. My truck is still broken down, so I have no way to actually visit friends and/or family tomorrow, even if my back let up enough for me go out. If not for a kind gesture of a fellow Redditor yesterday, I'd be eating ramen today. I really do miss big Christmases. I wish my family all stayed close by. Story 17. Tired. Even though it is the biggest holiday of the year for some, people can still not put aside their pitiful differences or be responsible, rational adults to the point of affecting the innocent lives around them. Without trying to sound too doomer, I am a career paramedic and my business usually involves situations ranging from nearly benign all the way to, oh my God, is that their head over there unattached from the body? I wish you a Merry Christmas and please stay safe today and at least for the rest of the year. Story 18. My daughter woke up at 2 a.m. asking to open presents. She woke up my son too. My husband and I only put out Santa gifts at midnight. I told her not till 7 or 8 go back to bed. Pretty much they've been up all night. Every hour or so they come ask if it's time yet. They are 8 and 6, so can tell the time, just too excited. Doesn't help it was storming here, but this is way too early. Story 19. I woke up around 4:30, so about an hour ago. I contemplated going on an early morning run, but I thought, nah, it's Christmas, so I'm going to skip it today. Other than that, I'm great. I'm going to just play a game or something for a couple of hours till everyone is awake, then we'll make breakfast, and especially greasy one too for those hungover members of my family. After that, probably just spend more time with my family, all 26 of them. Parents, siblings, nieces, nephews, etc. It's a pretty full house right now. Story 20. I'm excited to watch my 4-year-old come downstairs and see the presents Santa brought. It's our first Christmas with our 3-month-old, so that's fun. I'd be lying, though, if I said I was truly okay. My in-laws haven't asked about our boys in months. They send checks and call it a day. I miss my parents and siblings who live in another state. Also, I'm dreading what's to come January 20th here in the U.S. It's put a massive damper on what is left of my holiday spirit. Story 21. Worked a 16-hour double shift. Got off at 6 currently 8 BF went in for a few hours of holiday pay, and after he gets home in a couple of hours, we will be making birria tacos and dancing around the kitchen with sangria. It may not be traditional for any culture, especially not northern Minnesota, but I love our little life we made. Story 22. This is the first year I have put up a Christmas tree since the love of my life died. My best friend helped me finish it last night. The last memory I have of putting up a tree is with my late partner of 18 plus years. He was so careful to wrap the tree with curtain lights to make it work that year. It was during COVID, and not a single place had Christmas lights. Our tree had lost the middle section of lights during the year in storage. It was a beautiful tree that year, so I'm sad this morning. I have chosen to live this life alone since my partner died. I forget how alone I am until the holidays. My dog, the last gift my love gave me before he passed away, is curled up on the couch asleep beside me. He's my main source of comfort. I have lots of friends, a wonderful job, and people who love me. I miss him every day, though. Story 23. It's late for me, 8:31 here. I was woken up about 35 minutes ago by my fur child because she wanted to be fed. I haven't wrapped any of the gifts yet. I also am embarrassed that I couldn't spend more this year. Honestly, a little overwhelmed and depressed, but hoping that's temporary. Reading all of these amazing comments are making me cry, and I'm so happy for them. I just can't shake this deep sadness that's looming over me right now. A very meowy Christmas to you all. Story 24. I've been better. I'm quarantined in the guest room of my childhood home because I tested positive for COVID yesterday morning. Been sleeping on and off all day while my sister brings me grilled cheese and cider. My dad has all the comorbidities and my mom is treating me like Cinderella at the end of the movie, and honestly, it's almost lonelier than 2020 Christmas because I can hear them all downstairs talking and laughing without me instead of being across the country. Story 25. Decent. Flying back later to see family for Xmas. GF is doing Xmas with her family. Her father passed away this fall, and I know it has been a rough few weeks for her, her mom, and extended family. Honestly, woke up early thinking about her, and don't know what else to do other than try to be as supportive as I can. Story 26. My wife and I were up at about 7:30 this morning. Both cods came in excited that Santa had come. We spent about an hour watching them puck presents to open. The look on my kids' faces when they open their gifts, it really is the reason we spent all that time and effort to make the house look all Christmassy and all the wrapping. We take present time slow, opening each gift one at a time and soaking it in. Overall, the day has been super relaxed with a nice swim in the pool to cool off. Story 27. I was up early when it was still dark out, and I got to look outside my window with my coffee and all of the Xmas lights on, and the beautiful snow-covered houses and streets, and happily smiled while looking at all of my neighbors' houses that I know who all have small children, and thought of all of the laughter and fun and squeals of delight that there must be going on over there. I miss those days so much, but am happy for people getting to experience it. Merry Christmas, everyone. I plan on watching Xmas movies all day and eating leftovers since we had our Xmas yesterday. Story 28. This getting up at 0400 thing used to happen to me weekly. Usually on Wednesdays. I put it down to the fact that I didn't drink Monday and Tuesday, so this was my body rebelling to it. This week, though, it's been every early morning. This is my third consecutive morning of wide awake. Enough sleep and itching to get out of bed at 4 a.m. nap time at noon. Story 29. Very happy and content. Gifts are wrapped. I'm in love with my husband. My kids are older and still in bed, but I am so happy they are home from college. The sweet fur babies are asleep by the fire. I'm cooking for the day until everyone starts to stir. But missing my daddy horribly. This is the fourth Christmas without him. He would be coming over for unwrapping gifts today, with his beautiful laugh and hugs. He loved the food I cooked. He loved life, and I just miss him. Story 30. Just got home from work. GMT +1 time zone. I'm sole guy in at work yesterday and today, so I'm doing all the stuff that needs doing, but I couldn't get permission to do if there were higher-ups wandering around. They'll all be back on the 30th, so until then I get to work at my own pace, do what needs to be done, and listen to my old man music. Story 31. Good, I'm up early because my daily routine will suffer no disruptions. I'm up without an alarm at 3:15 to 3:37 days a week for years on end. Had the family gathering last night, Tuesday and Wednesday are my regular days off anyway, and I'm looking forward to work being a little calmer for a while. I'm a soda merchandiser who services several large supermarkets. Story 32. Okay, but for a while I was angry about my brother. We've never been close, but I always put up with him and maintained at the core he's a good guy. Yesterday, he went off on a caretaker of his. My sister, who generally watches over him, texted the ordeal and that he's exhausted her, basically asking me to step in, which I rarely do out of caution for our fragile, thin relationship. I texted him that he needed to apologize and make things right immediately, gave him all the steps and things to say, plus encouraged him. Please, I don't want to talk about it, was his reply. I text that I wasn't kidding. He needed to make this right ASAP, and I wanted a response in an hour. Nothing, so I finally text later in the day. Basically, that I can no longer be around him. What he did was disgusting, flat out abusive, and a slap in our parents' faces for all the good they taught us. I let my sister know. She thanked me for trying to help. This may be the start of my brother being institutionalized, unfortunately, but it's been a long time coming. My stepdaughter has been pretty emotional this year and caused my wife a lot of grief. This year so much, she claims she's not seeing her mother for Christmas this year, which really hurts. My wife is staying stronger through this than she ever has, but I know it's really hurting her. No easy answers but to be supportive. Both our mother's health is poor, so we have that looming. My wife's health has declined over the years so much that she's just now switched to part-time at a job she honestly loves. Some hefty stuff, but a wonderful marriage to a wonderful woman that I'm very blessed with. There's always someone out there worse off than you. Gotta see the positive, be thankful, and stay strong. Merry Christmas all, now back to sleep. It's too early to be up. Story 33. Terrible. Going through a divorce and loading one half of my life into 2 cars so I can drive 700 miles, roughly 14 hours back to my parents with 3 kids. Been up for an hour already. Losing my mind because the person I'd usually lean on in hard times is the person who is divorcing me. But gotta keep a cheery face so the kids don't grow to hate this time of year. We are leaving immediately after breakfast. It's not going to be a fun trip. Story 34. In NY, the sunrise is beautiful this morning, especially with the light snow on the ground. Feels right. Just prepped for hosting my family. Feed and got the dog out, and just brushed my teeth and crawled back into bed. Embracing the serenity before things start to wake up and move, and feeling massively grateful. Merry Christmas to all. Wishing a happy and healthy holiday and a prosperous new year. Story 35. Doing great. My 6-year-old jumped out of bed at 5 a.m. to wake up his 18-month-old brother to go see what Santa brought them. Sitting on the couch, drinking coffee with my wife now. Mimosas soon to follow. Family will be over soon to watch the boys open the rest of their gifts. Life is good. Merry Christmas, everyone. Story 36. This is our first year without Mom. She passed on October 26th. Dad has been lonely. They were married 50-plus years. He loved her, but she tolerated him. She wasn't the nicest person, but she raised me, and now she's not here. Not one person cried at her funeral. It's still going to be odd with her gone. Story 37. One of my most fondest Christmas memories as a kid was having my mind blown with a Power Wheels Jeep sitting there. Dad had a camcorder set up and everything. Dude was my hero. Lost him to cancer 8 Christmas seasons ago. Today, my toddler woke up, and I teared up getting to watch his little mind get blown, seeing a Power Wheels dump truck sitting there, watching his little mind process it all. I wish my dad got to meet this kick-ass little dude, but I'm loving every moment of it all. And lastly, I gotta say, I'm wildly grateful and fortunate to be able to say all of that. There's so many that aren't. Before the kiddo got up this morning, I did my morning Reddit coffee to Christmas morning being spent by those in Kyiv, opening presents while taking shelter from missile attacks. FFS, man. And you think about Gaza, and all around the world, and in our own neighborhoods, really made me think hard about how goddamn lucky I am. I know any parent that has to endure a hardship this morning would have given anything to swap places and have this sort of morning. And I want this for those parents more than anything, for them, for their kids. I can't even begin to imagine. Story 38. I was up at 4:45 a.m. this morning to see my father off to the hospital for a lung transplant. Came to visit my parents along with my 2 brothers and their families. My partner couldn't come because she's retail and had to work, so I opted to just come down for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'm absolutely gutted she couldn't come, but I was told that they would be ready for transplant near the end of January, so it was super important for me to be here for Christmas this year. Well, on Christmas Eve, my dad got the call, which indicated he would need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice and should expect to have to head to the hospital that same day. So due to this, we just went ahead and celebrated Christmas early, knowing that we likely wouldn't have Christmas morning together. Hours passed, no call back from the attending nurse. As it had been a while, we opted to have Christmas dinner together. Well, about halfway through cooking dinner, we got the second call. It was time for him to head to the hospital. We dropped everything and made sure that Mom and Dad were all packed up. The hospital is 2 hours away, so they likely wouldn't be returning anytime soon. We said our goodbyes, and I thought to myself, this may be the last time I ever see my dad. I wish I just had a little longer. I'm not ready. Right as he was walking out the door, he got another call. The nurse informed him that he wouldn't need to be at the hospital until 8 a.m. the following morning. The whole room let out collective sigh of relief as we now had the whole night to be with each other before my dad had to leave. My mother finished cooking dinner and we all sat down to a delicious meal with one another before spending the evening together. I set my alarm for 4:30 a.m. so I could be up in the morning and see him off to the hospital and haven't been able to go back to sleep yet. Honestly, I'm terrified. Story 39. I think I'm good. This last year has been rough for reasons I'd rather not relive through this comment, but I made it to Christmas. I got every single thing on my kid's Christmas list. I know that's not what it's about, but he's had it rough. He hasn't always been mine, and I was determined to give him an amazing holiday, even if Santa stopped being real a long time ago. I can't wait to watch him open his presents. I was able to get presents for basically everyone I love and care about. I worked my ass off for every bit of it. I went from just working full-time to being a mom, student, and full-time employee in a year. It's been an adjustment to say the least. I wouldn't change it if I could. I'm giving my kid the Christmas every kid should get, and I've never been prouder of myself. Story 40. It's not early anymore, but I'm having a rough holiday. Recently unemployed, just graduated with my bachelor's at 36. Feel like I should have more to show for my life. Spending it with my longtime partner's family who I adore. But besides my mom and my sister, everyone else in my family is dead as of this past fall. I keep crying thinking about the people I don't have in my life anymore and wishing I had spent both Thanksgiving and Christmas hours away with my mom. Story 41. Exhausted or using the last bit of energy I have. I don't have a proper sleep schedule, so I'm up all night and sleep in the morning. I want to fix it, but it's a struggle for me and an old bad habit. However, the air does feel nice in the morning until the sun becomes too bright. But the cold chill and the warmth of the sun at once is comforting to me for some reason. Story 42. I haven't gone to sleep from yesterday yet. I'm on night shifts, but lucky to be off Christmas Eve and Christmas. I've stayed up into the morning making dessert. I made extra to bring into the office tonight for everyone stuck working. Christmas Eve was good, and I'm looking forward to waking up this afternoon and having a calm day full of food and hanging out. Story 43. Dealing with heartbreak, probably the most intense it's ever been. It's finally setting in that this is reality. I didn't want to believe it was true. My heart is heavy. I have no appetite, can't sleep, have noon to talk to about it. I don't want to go to work, just want to mourn something I never had. Literally cried my eyes out tonight. I'm empty and voided of emotion. I took a long stare at my gun in my hand while sitting in the car. I damn sure can't entertain that idea again. Why do I feel defective? What's wrong with me? I guess all will be perfect and fine if I could only be perfect and fine. Story 44. Woke up at 2 a.m. yesterday to fly home from TX to NY to visit family and got destroyed by American Airlines. Spent 16 hours in airport, but got home and asleep by 9:30 p. And now I'm the only one awake since 5:30 a.m. feeling well rested and browsing Reddit, ready to do gifts and for a full day of family. Story 45. I have discovered that I enjoy cooking the Christmas dinner a lot more if I just stay up and do the bulk of the prep the night before, and then get up early and do whatever prep is left first thing before my other half gets up. It means we get to actually spend most of the day together rather than me being in the kitchen for 3 hours. Also, setting up the finishing touches for the festive treasure hunt before dawn is a pretty great way to kick off my Christmas. Story 46. If I could wake up at 12, life would be so much better and I'd be so much kinder. Honestly, the world needs this. I think work should start right at noon so people can arrive well-rested, happy, and most importantly, kind. Just imagine offices where, instead of grumbling by the coffee machine in the morning, everyone smiles and wishes each other a good day. The world would instantly become brighter and more joyful. And finally, those "are you still asleep?" questions at 8 a.m. would disappear forever. Story 47. Woke up at 4:40. I used to always be up early for Christmas because my mom would make zeppelas, Italian fried dough with powdered sugar, and then we'd begin the festivities. I'm living on my own now, and have recently gone no contact with both of my parents, and as such have no plans for Christmas. I thought I wouldn't care, but honestly it's kind of sad. Go figure. Story 48. Well, it's 12 a.m. here in NZ and Christmas has just finished. It was my first time spending Christmas with my boyfriend, but also the first time not spending Christmas with my family, and I was really sad that I missed Christmas with them. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed today and we had such lovely food, but it was a very traditional English Christmas, whereas my family are very loud people and love to chat and drink. It's summer here. So overall, I'd say it was a lovely Christmas, but different. Story 49. I feel fantastic. I thought I would feel worse. It's my first Christmas back home in 2 years BC. My family is psychotic. I was originally upset I wouldn't be able to do Christmas my way because I really enjoyed doing it alone the past couple years. But I had some quality time with my nieces last night. Now I'm up enjoying my alone time. I watch Goodfellas every year, so I'm about to put it on and smoke a joint. It's currently 6:50 a.m. where I am. Later today might get weird once I get around my mom, but right now I'm savoring my solitude. Story 50. We've been up all day and all night prepping for Mr. Claus when baby girl decided to wake up at 4 a.m. So we did Santa at 4 a.m., but the entire house is full of life, like we've had a good night's rest. This little human is the entire reason for the season, and I'm sure her ecstatic energy will keep our spirits high throughout the day, even though everyone is exhausted. Story 51. I have a brisket I just wrapped in the smoker. It'll be ready around noon. I'm hanging out with some of my best friends. I'm getting to serve up food to a bunch of folks, tell some jokes, and right now get some shut-eye before going to make more food for folks. To top it all off, turns out the lady I met the other night has a thing for me too. And I've got enough shows booked that I may be able to quit my real job. Life's good, hombre. Story 52. I got up at 4:45 a.m. It is now 6 a.m. I'm doing great, drinking coffee in bed. I am always up at this time. I have 5 dogs. I already took them out for potty breaks. Looking forward to Christmas dinner. I am spending it alone by choice and very much enjoying the peace and quiet. I treated myself to a lobster, a black truffle, champagne, and for dessert, a Christmas pudding with custard. Story 53. So I'm up this early because this is when my pain meds run out. I was in a major MVA last year and had an artificial disc put in my desk a week ago today. I try to keep my pain meds to 2 times a day, so for whatever reason I've settled into a 5 a.m., 3 p.m. sort of schedule. So at about 5, my body wakes me up and I can't sleep anymore unless I take something to ease the pain, and I fall back asleep for a little bit. But the major pain from the accident is getting better every day. Story 54. Doing great. Daughter doesn't come over till like 5 p.m., so Christmas morning isn't really out of the normal for me this year. It was too foggy for me to get all my work done yesterday at one of my jobs, so I might run back out and finish that. Going to Las Vegas tomorrow, super fancy suite at the Wynn, dinner, Meow Wolf, and an escape room at the Venetian. Can't wait. I'm so excited. My wife and daughter have no clue that's what we're doing tomorrow. Story 55. Tired, sore, and embarrassed. Late last night I went to pee and stepped on my dog's crate tray, which was outside of the crate. Slipped on the first step and slid down the stairs. Smashed my nose and face into the gate, breaking it. Rolled my ankle, hurt my hip, bloodied my nose, crushed my pinky, and destroyed the entire staircase of my in-laws. It was kind of a freak accident, but still, how do you even start to explain it to others without sounding like a dope? Everything hurts. Story 56. First Christmas away from my family. Partner and I opted for a cabin about an hour away from home since we couldn't take enough time to go back to our hometowns. New jobs. I thought it was going to be a little sad, which it is, but both our families sent small gifts and stockings to put in the cabin. It's really sweet. We watched Christmas movies last night and have the same plan for today. Story 57. My normal day starts at 2:30 a.m. So I got up at 4 a.m. I'm still tired, have the day off, of course, but got to work Thursday and Friday. Christmas just isn't the same when all your kids are grown and they don't have kids yet, and you only have one day off during the week. Because of my profession, you can't get the week of Christmas off or the week of Thanksgiving off. They just don't do. Story 58. Fantastic. It's the first year, in many, that I woke up in my own without a kid jumping up and down on my bed screaming, "It's Christmas! Santa was here! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!" after going to bed only an hour or two prior because I was up all night rapping. My kids are 19 and 20 now, was done rapping by 10 p.m., was asleep a little after 11 p.m., and woke up naturally just before 6 a.m. like a normal day. Now I'm sitting at the kitchen table, enjoying the morning silence, drinking my coffee, and ready to start the day. Story 59 languished, but I just took my 14-year-old dog for a walk around the neighborhood. He hasn't had the energy to do that in a while. I had to carry him a few times, but he got to sniff everything as long as he wanted. Now he's got a pumpkin and yogurt lick mat to work on. Then it's a much-needed bath. This is the first year we aren't going somewhere and just staying home. It's nice to not be in a rush. I'll make some breakfast here in a little bit. Maybe have a nap later. Story 60. Overall good. Dealing with some minor family drama, mom who's hosting Xmas has a dog every single person in my immediate family hates. But other than that, I'm having a nice cup of gingerbread coffee in my quiet, dark, clean apartment before I head out to the madness of the day. Hope everyone who celebrates has a great holiday, and those who don't have a great chill day too. Story 61. Meh had blow up with husband yesterday. We put together our kid's Santa present last night just fine, but these wounds haven't healed, and probably won't. His parents can do no wrong. Even when our two yo found their loaded rifle in the kitchen, his parents keep acting like our kids are theirs, and it is definitely coming between us because I have put my foot down. Hope you all have a better Xmas. Story 62. It's 4:30 a.m. here. My grandfather, who essentially took on the role of both of my parents, died almost 2 months ago. Nothing feels real. I've always had insomnia, but this time is just so empty. I stay up and just cry and think about him, like it's the only time I have the space to be honest with how I'm feeling outside of my job, and people asking how I'm doing but not wanting any answer other than okay. Rereading the texts he sent me every day, the ones that say Merry Christmas. I've never been much of a card person, but he always sent them out, so I did too this year. I thought it would be a nice tribute. It was. But when I was done, he was still gone. I've never been so tired without any ability to sleep. Story 63. Tired and sore, but proud and excited. Last night I hosted friends and family and cooked a nice big dinner, and we stayed up till 2 a.m. playing Monopoly, and I served them drinks, and I got everything ready for the kids when they wake up. The house is relatively tidy, and we have freshly baked cookies. I'm 7 months pregnant, and I feel very accomplished. Can't wait for the kids to wake up and find their presents. Story 64, 6 a.m. I'm at my Mael's house. The dogs woke me up, and I just don't sleep in much anymore, getting older, LOL. So I figured what the heck and got up. I'm listening to the newest In Flames album and writing silly fan fiction. Really need some coffee soon. I miss my mom. I miss having Christmas at home and seeing my brother and sister. I miss having lasagna and watching the 1984 Christmas Carol, A Christmas Story. I miss decorating the tree and listening to my dad pretend to bitch about how many lights we put on it. I miss wrapping last-minute presents with my brother at 2 a.m. and watching Tales from the Crypt. I miss rock, paper, scissors to see who has to wake up my sister in the morning. It's nice being here and I feel welcome, but it's just not the same. I did convince them all to watch Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie. Last night, though, so that was extra fun. I'm nervous about my Emile seeing the starfish painting I did for her. I hope it's not ugly. Story 65. I am so-so. I'm glad I'm not working, but at the same time still thinking about work. I'm playing Santa for nephew and niece on my in-laws' side today. I have mixed feelings about it. I hope they enjoy, and if they do, I will feel great, but I also feel weird doing it and worried I will fail at it, or look. Then over the weekend I travel to see my family. That excites me for like 1 hour, and then I feel like I'm caught up and just ready to be back home. I feel guilty about that. Every year as my parents get older, I know I should enjoy and cherish time with them more. Story 66. Been up since about 4:45 this morning. Kind of resentful this year. For the past 4 or more years, I've spent Christmas alone despite family being 20 minutes away, not by choice. My family told me this year was going to be different. There's going to be a get-together, and we'll finally have Christmas as a family. My girlfriend's family had already invited me to Christmas, but it seemed like this year, my family was actually going to spend time together, so I politely declined. Fast forward to this week, I find out I'm not invited to Christmas. I have everyone's gifts, and here I am once again, by myself on Christmas despite being told we were going to be together as a family. My CIL, the one who told everyone there will be a family Christmas this year, was on Facebook complaining about how it's only going to be her and her 2 kids at Christmas after uninviting everyone. Meanwhile, my girlfriend's family, her aunts, grandparents, siblings, and more, are wishing I could be there with all of them on Christmas, and even went out of their way to put presents under their tree for me in hopes I'd be there. Story 67. Been up since 5:30 a.m. EST. Had to take the dog out. The absolute quiet in our neighborhood. The chill air. The houses decorated with lights. It's glorious. I've always been the first one up. Our kids have, for whatever reason, never been the ones to get up super early. They're all still asleep right now. It's the best few hours of the year. Story 68. I'm not up early. I'm up late. I wish I was sleeping, but I'm drinking because my family is now in another state while I'm still here. This is my first Christmas alone. It hurts. I wish my job was open so at least I could work and make money. But here I am, almost 5 a.m. half drunk, by myself watching Arrested Development. Anyways, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good day, internet stranger friend. Story 69. Pretty good. My family is still asleep, 8 a.m., but I've been up since 5 a.m. I cleaned up downstairs, got everything ready for breakfast, and did a load of laundry. After the morning festivities are over, I'm going to sit on the couch, watch the new Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and play a Christmas movie or two in the background while just hanging out on a quiet day. Story 70. I'm so happy my life is perfect and I'm spending my favorite holiday reflecting on the best year of my life. I spent a long time thinking I would never feel better and I settled for feeling mediocre at best. This year I completely changed my life, got everything I ever wanted, and I just feel so grateful and fulfilled with every minor aspect of my life. Feeling wonderful and merry. Story 71. Not super great. I'm here for the positivity. I'm working on a crisis line on the graveyard shift, and lots of people are panicking right now. Somebody dear to me was in the emergency room last night and we're not sure what's going on. I'm usually a beacon of positivity and goofy optimism, but the holidays are especially rough right now, so I appreciate all of your positivity, and especially if the ability to be honest about life right now. Appreciate y'all. Story 72. Anxiety on high. I'm tired but can't go back to sleep. I have a virtual 5K to do, and I'm overthinking what fitness program to try for January. Cooking for family lasagna night. Prepping to cook for a party this weekend. Dreading going back to work next week. I love my job, it's just the people. Car needs repairs. Cat needs dental work. I have the funds, but it'll be a huge hit. I need a break. Hope everyone enjoys their day. Story 73. I'm okay. My life is in the state of flux right now. My daughter just graduated college and is moving home because she doesn't have a job yet. My parents are declining rapidly. My marriage is struggling, and I just started a new job. I'm healthy, though, and have a good support system. I can't stop thinking about the new realities that are facing me. Story 74. Been better. Home burnt down the 18th. Worst part was losing one of my cats and other pets. Emotional support cat, as my boyfriend called her. She helped me with my depression and suicidal thoughts. Had the worst panic attack since I got her the night after. At least boyfriend, me, our other cat, and our blue-tongued skink made it out okay. Fire was so hot and fast it burnt the fire alarms to slag before they could even beep. Surviving cat woke us. Honestly, if not for my boyfriend and the surviving cat, I just sat down and waited to succumb to carbon monoxide to be with the other cat. Story 75. I've had better Christmas mornings. Eating Christmas goodies during family Christmas Eve last night, and I lost a massive filling from a tooth. Quickly turned into a tooth with an exposed nerve killing me. No emergency dentist anywhere near me either, so I have to wait until tomorrow or even Friday to go do a walk-in appointment at a local small dentist and hope I can get it fixed. Basically spending today keeping my mouth closed so air and liquids don't get in and hit the exposed nerve. Fun stuff. Story 76. I'm excited. On the couch smashed together with the cat and dog, enjoying the fruits of my labor. This beautiful tree and fat stockings and staring at the presents trying to remember what's inside each one. I'm just so excited to see their faces and watch the big show. I would be popping in the breakfast casserole and coffee if these pets weren't so cozy. Story 77. Anxious. We had Christmas yesterday with my family. We hosted. Normally, we never have guests, let alone a group of 4 with 2 kids. They were here for about 3-4 hours and went home. For the last half hour or so, my cat has been meowing constantly, looking around all wild-eyed and just walking around the apartment crying. He keeps jumping on and off the bed, which is really unusual. He for sure has separation anxiety and some anxiety issues, but this is the first time he's ever acted like this. When I get up to check on him, he just starts rubbing up on me and walks over to his food dish to start mowing down on his kibble or trying to play. I don't know if he's anxious because of all the smells. He has the zoomies. He is sick or just trying to be a menace to get me to play with him. His tail is in a question mark when he's near me, but straight behind him when he's walking around the apartment. Story 78. Up and enjoying a coffee before my two silly English bulldogs get to open their presents. Happy and blessed. Now the day is just beginning. We do not live near any family, so it's just me and my hubs today. A lot sad that I'm not with my two grandsons. They are 2 years and 8 weeks. We'll see them in 3 days, so I'm excited. Just missing being around my family. Once coffee is done, we'll be making a lemon cream pie, not a tradition. Homemade macaroni and cheese, a corn casserole, cornbread dressing, fresh green beans, ham, mashed potatoes, ambrosia, and roasted Brussels sprouts. If enough time, we'll add a pineapple casserole to the mix. Our big diet change starts on Jan 2, so we'll be feasting as much as we can this week. We'll be opening our gifts to each other in the meantime, kind of dreading all the cooking, as I have fracture in my low back, 4 compressed discs, with severe degeneration and stenosis, 1 herniated disc in my neck, and 1 bulging disc on left side. There is also the component of severe arthritis in my hands and knees, so although it's a good day, not looking forward to the pain that all the activity brings. I asked Santa for a new spine, still waiting. Wishing everyone here a Merry Christmas and rest of the holiday season. Story 79. Well, I woke up with nightmares about my foster son who is being cyberbullied. 5 a.m. But I'm up having coffee and writing out my goals for the new year, which feels good. I also need to do a retrospective for the year, but am not emotionally ready for that. Going to in-laws for Christmas. Hopefully we can all get along. Story 80. Geez. Our doggo woke us up around 2:30 a.m. for a potty break, and I volunteered to take him out to allow my partner to rest more. Poor pup, he's been having stomach issues, so he's struggling a bit. I ended up falling and twisting my ankle pretty badly. Now I'm on strict bed rest. I was on Christmas cooking duty, so now that's ruined. And all the activities we had planned out for the holidays are at a standstill. It sucks, but I just feel grateful that I have such a loving and dependable partner. I'm in pain, but thankful that my injury will heal with time. Disappointed that our original plans are ruined, but excited to see what we come up with to make this memorable. I probably shouldn't tell my mom, though, that women loves me too much to not let it impact her holiday experience. Story 81, so good. I lost the joy of Christmas for a long time. I worked in a grocery store for the better part of 18 years, and anyone who has worked retail can tell you how much it kills the holiday vibe. I no longer work retail, and I have a 6-year-old son. Watching him enjoy Christmas morning, knowing my husband and I are the reason for that joy, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Wishing all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Story 82. I can't sleep because holidays are the worst time of year for me, besides the fact that this year it's a little worse. My grandmother who raised me died recently. I have $0 in my bank account, no one to go see today. My car broke down last week, and I'm on the verge of ending it all. I won't be eating Christmas dinner tonight, or lunch for that matter, for the first time in 37-ish years, because the job I started 2 weeks ago still hasn't paid me, and I was jobless for about 3 weeks before that. Thanks for asking, though. A random internet person has been nicer to me than anyone else I've interacted with for probably 2 months, so maybe I won't end it today. So I guess I got that going for me. I know others have it worse. It just really started dumping on me lately. Merry Christmas.